episode of Ian the Weirdo. I'm just kind of not feeling the vibe, the fantasy, the whatever right now, and I kind of talked about maybe not going live anymore for a while because just dealing with people has grated on my last nerve, really. But I just kind of I felt like I needed to get on today because I just people, oh my gosh, they're trying me. They are trying it. And I'm not feeling that vibe right now. I just, like, people need to chill out. If you don't like something, keep scrolling. If you don't like a video, stop watching, do something different. Like, it, like, literally doesn't need to be that deep, but everyone acts like um, anything that you post on the internet has to be like scrutinized. And if only people would like scrutinize politicians and stuff the same way that they like posted, like they come for people who like, you know, just have like good intentions and just want to like be able to chit chat and talk. So shall so sweet. I have good friends. Um, Oh, I love having good friends. They make things a lot easier. So yeah, someone was pretty fucking hateful to me online, which like it's not the first time, probably won't be the last if I'm online, you know, ever again, you know, which I am now. So I know like it can seem like I'm just like bitching and moaning, but like this is like I think most of you know if you've seen me deal with trolls that I actually generally really like trolls because I love making fun of stupid people. But this person got very mean, and they also like happened like I didn't tell them like the specific thing that like triggered me because like I'm not gonna like hand over the keys to the kingdom um, with an asshole like that. But they said something that really triggered me because I have other stuff going on in my life. Believe it or not, my life exists off of the internet um, just as well. So um, I you know, I just like this person kind of came for me and they were being very mean. And at first, I like shrugged it off and I was like really sarcastic with them. And granted, I was just like having fun. But this person like quickly became like it was very apparent that they were okay. I'm trying to edit something in Word and it's like just being a huge bastard. And yeah, so they said something that was particularly like triggering and mean. Hey Tammy. And so like I usually like try to let things like that like flow off my back and it's like not a huge, you know, deal. But with this, it's like it was kind of like a pain point for me. And I just feel like I just kind of feel like, you know, this person took some like low blows and you know, if you're gonna fight, fight fair. And if you're gonna be an asshole, then bye. So this yeah, I just kind of received some pretty nasty comments on. Can't remember if this was uh, my TikTok that I made, or if it was the Instagram that I like took from the TikTok. Either way, I got rid of the comment because it was like seep and like drown in just like hate and like nastiness. Um, and so like that's kind of why I'm bringing it up, I guess. Like, and I'm not going to go into details, like, because I feel like I deleted the comments, like I want to move past it, but but I don't know. And like, so it's Tuesday, right? Yeah. So tomorrow, I'm releasing my podcast that I did with Winter, and we were talking about like ableism and stuff like that. You know, just kind of people being insensitive to like kind of the situations that other people are going through. And this person totally embodied that, like 150,000%. And it's just really unfortunate because, like, you know, you all probably know that to some level I kind of like being, a sassy little nasty bitch sometimes. But I don't try to like bring other people down. That's like not really my style. And this person was definitely in the place to try to bring other people down. And so luckily, I have a really good friend uh, and now support system where like I can talk things out, and if someone like pushes the wrong buttons, um, make I can I can talk to them about it, and we can talk it out. Because I'd much rather like about it, not necessarily in a talking shit manner, or just in like a processing shit manner. um, and like this, so I'm really thankful for my friends who are there for me. And just like, even just people on here being cool is really nice. I don't like to make videos like this, and I definitely don't like to expose like these like really ugly sides of people because it's just like not necessarily beneficial. It's definitely not beneficial to anyone, including myself. Um, right now, I'm making a thumb for a hand. I like watched a video and then I kind of took some cues from it and used that to make my own hand. So here are the four fingers. They don't look great. Like, let me just put it out there. They don't look great, but it's as good as I can do. And I even moved down to a 1.75 hook, which brings my total hook count for this project to 3 different hook sizes, which I hate. I wish that wasn't the case, but um, sorry. But like, but this it's just like hard to get like the details of a hand. I did make it posable, so it does have wire in it, so you could move the fingers around and pose them as you wish. I just thought it would be cool to have a posable hand, but now I'm seeing why that's such a pain in the ass. I'm currently working on a doll. Right now, I'm at the point where it's very recognizable, so I won't show the whole thing on camera. And I've been so like annoying about how like secretive I've been with it. But for me, like this is something that I felt so confident and like, hey, this is such a cool idea, and I haven't seen anyone else do it, that I kind of want to keep it under wraps until it's ready. But I've been teasing and edging you all for years at this point, so I hope to be done with it very soon. It's just these hands have gotten in my way. So um, I that's part of the reason why it's taken so long, because I've done and redone these hands. I don't even know how many times. The first time I started and probably did about like 15 to 25 different iterations and frogged and unfrogged and like all that. So this was my first attempt, and I only got 2 fingers in. But when I positioned it next to my doll, and I like the separation of fingers and stuff, but when I positioned it next to my doll, it was like the proportions were way off. So I was using a 2.25 millimeter, and I went down to a 1.75 millimeter, which is probably the smallest hook I've ever used. And I wish I had something that was even remotely ergonomic, because this is just like, this is anti-ergonomics right here. I don't know. I'm so impressed by people who can use hooks like these every day, and they can do it all. But that is not that is not the case for me. So yes, it's quite small, and and even my like uh, yarn needle that I typically use is kind of on the bigger side, so it is hard to get through the stitches, but I hope it will be worth it. Now, originally I was going to make two hands, just so you can see the size comparison of changing the hook size. So this is a 2.25 millimeter right here, and then this with all the fingers is the 1.75. So much, noticeably smaller when we're working in like a doll. Like, I think the doll total is probably about 8 inches tall. So the hand needed to be smaller. Um, I was gonna do two of these, but after this experience, I'm just making the other one like a mitten, and then I'll embroider like finger details because I'm not doing this again. um, and yeah, it's not worth the pain isn't worth the payoff. Um, So, but yeah, so this will be cute. So the doll is holding something. I'm basing it off of a movie character. And so the hand kind of needed, it didn't have to be positionable, but it did need to be like articulated enough to like wrap around that object. Um, uh, I'll just say that it's holding a weapon um, that has a lot of spaces. So the hand needs to be like you need to have the fingers. You can't just mitten this one, unfortunately. So so yeah, that's why I'm going through all of this pain and suffering. It's for art. Doesn't that sound like super pretentious to say? It's for art. But yeah, I've been holding back on like doing lives and stuff like that. Tried to do as many videos as I could for Trans Day of Visibility, which was on the 31st of March. It's every March 31st. Sometimes I do miss it because it's like it feels like it comes out of nowhere every year, even though it's on the same day every year. It also happened to coincide this year with Easter, so, struggling with a prayer shawl. I understand shawls and just like any detailed work can be very difficult. What I like to do when I'm really in like I don't know what to do next, I get kind of overwhelmed, is I'll take a step back and I'll give myself a little bit of time, and that really depends on the person. And then I'll try to come back with as fresh of eyes as I can possibly manage, because um, I you know I know that like if I wear myself out, then not only will I not make any progress, but I'll also have like resentment towards the project, which I think everybody's different. You might be a power through kind of person, totally fine. But for me, I know when I try to power through, that's when things end up in my whips and I'm packing so I can move. Yeah. Oh, packing's not fun either. You need a nice cold drink. And it doesn't have to be alcoholic either. Just a nice like cooling beverage to like soothe you inside and out. Because packing, oh, that just even the word just kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. This last time packing was particularly like rough. So I don't envy you, but I know we gotta do what we gotta do, right? So what can I ask about your prayer shawl and what kind of stitch or like pattern or whatever that you're doing, colors, anything you want to share? I love hearing about what other people are doing. Even if I don't like, because I don't make shawls for the most part. I've made one and started two others in the same pattern. The Lost Soul shawl, but I like, for me, I just like, I don't really have like the urge to make shawls, but I always love seeing people make these gorgeous shawls. I'm so impressed, and like, I'm like, I wish I could do that, but I know that I don't have the passion to get through the project. Does that make sense? Like, for some reason, this, it's a passion project. I can work on it a lot more than I could work on something that I'm like, I'm actively like, I wish I wasn't doing this. I would rather be doing anything else. Comfy cozy prayer shawl in a light blue using a 5.5 millimeter hook. Ooh, I bet that feels delicious. Ooh, just the words you used to describe it. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. And I bet that light blue color would look good on so many people. Um, I just like, yeah, I bet that would be flattering to like so many skin tones and just, oh, that sounds gorgeous. Is it for you or is it for someone else? Also, for me, 5.5 is such an underutilized like hook size. I feel like when I started, I used a lot of like 5 to 6 millimeter hooks, and I used 5.5, 5.5 than I, right? And then since I've like been crocheting more, especially because I do a lot of like amigurumi and smaller scale stuff, I don't really get to use those larger hooks, which I really like those larger hooks because they're so much more comfortable on my hand, and you can get things done so much faster, which, big deal. Oh, your big sister. Oh, I bet she's gonna love that. I don't really have many people in my life that wear shawls, so that's one of the reasons why I don't really make them that much. But my mother-in-law does wear shawls, like it's very like her style, and I'm like, I really want to like surprise her with a shawl, but I just like, I want to find like, I just need the pattern that like screams to me. You know what I mean? Like I need that pattern that is that's just calling my name, or her name rather. And then I would be super excited to make it because it's something for her and I love her very much. So when you're making projects with love, I mean, they do go faster, I think, and it also like means something, which is nice. Does dialysis something keep her warm? Oh, that is. I'm very sorry that that is what is going on with her, um, and I think that that would be such a beautiful, beautiful. It's a beautiful sentiment, but it's also a beautiful gift to give someone. Just the gift of like, I thought of you. Every stitch I made in this was all for you and your comfort and something that made you happy. I love that so much. And so while I wish she wasn't in that situation, um, but you look it up. Okay, so is it called the Comfy Cozy Shawl? Because I will look it up. My computer might be a little slow if I look it up, so sorry in advance. Comfy Cozy Shawl. Crochet. Okay, I'm just seeing a bunch of different shawls, but maybe if I go on Etsy. You actually might be able to share the link. I thought I enabled that, but sometimes things don't go like I plan, believe it or not. Uh, don't have this like whole life thing down to to a science. So uh Yeah, but I love items that are made with love. You know, that to me, that is one of the most. Okay, I cannot find it. Um, but if you let me know if there's any other identifiers, I can look it up. Okay, Comfy Cozy Prayer Shop by Beth. Okay, Beth Weaver. Writer. I hope I'm saying that name right. Beth. What was her name? Weaver. Weaver should be a not hard name to remember. Weaver. Weaver. K-R-E. It's probably painful. It's probably like watching like old people on the internet. It's like, Michelle's crafts and crochets and crafts. I don't actually know. Um, I know a Michelle who does crochet, but I don't know if this is the same person. I'm bad about knowing people. Like it's kind of embarrassing when I realize that like I watch people for like sometimes years and I just like don't um I just don't know who they are. Okay, I think I'm seeing a YouTube video, but I want to open it up and start playing. Okay, I'm getting an ad. We did it as a cow. Oh, that's wonderful. And I love like I've never really been able to follow through on a cow for myself or okay, so I'm on Beth's channel and so I'm gonna watch um as she yeah, okay. Yeah, glasses, definitely. She's so adorable. Oh my gosh, her face. I just want to pinch it. In a cute way, not like a weird way. I mean, it's still weird, but okay. Let me see this shawl. Okay, so I saw a little bit of the beginning. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Kind of look. Oh wait, maybe. Okay, it looks kind of like a corner to corner. Um, show that work. Ooh, that yarn is gorgeous. Oh, in the video, she's using like this, like it looks like a roving style, like blue gray. Oh goodness, is it corner to corner? Kind of looks like that. Yeah, I wish there was a little bit of the finished product, but it's still very, very gorgeous. And if it is corner to corner, save it so you have. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to save in my watch later list. There we go. Thank you for the reminder. Um, I've only done one. Hey, Winter. I've only done one corner to corner piece, but it was so fun. I had such a fun time doing it. And it was a baby blanket, which usually don't bring me a lot of joy. Um, after the first row, on the second onward is repeating rows. That's nice. I like that. Oh, it's very cool. Um, yeah. Winter, if you want to come up or if anyone wants to come up, you're welcome to, but feel no pressure ever. Not gonna put that on you. I did spend the first like 5 minutes bitching about that a-hole, but I'm we're beyond him now. It's just about getting it out sometimes, and then it's good. You're good to go. I am sewing the thumb on my little hand. It kind of looks, It looks cute. It doesn't look realistic. Like, I'm just going to be the first person to call that out. It does not look realistic one bit. But it does look kind of like a um, cartoon hand. Hey, Winter.
Here I am in existence.
Yay! That's my favorite place for you to be.
Yeah, actually, we don't exist anymore. Do you know why?
Trans erasure.
No, because Trans Day of Visibility was a few days ago. Now it's over. We're not visible.
Hmm. But at least you get a awareness month. People are aware that you did exist at one point. I'm joking, of course, but yeah. I always think it's interesting how they decide like what gets a month, what gets a day, what gets a week, like all of that. Because it's sometimes it seems so like arbitrary. But then it's like, well, if we like acknowledge this all the time, would we need any of that, you know? But no, that's probably not going to happen. So wishful thinking. Okay, so here's my little hand. I didn't put any wire in the thumb because I'm just going to stitch it where I need it. And also, I'm over over the wire situation. It was annoying enough with the fingers, so I'm not going to do it on the thumb. Yes, purging myself of negativity, inviting positivity into the world. Here's a random thing. Everyone is visible to me. Yeah. Well, it's funny because like uh sorry, I'm getting really cute pictures. Yeah, the trans day of visibility or blank day of visibility or week of visibility. It's like, yeah, well, like what were we before and after? So I actually commissioned an art piece for my wife for our anniversary. Our dating anniversary is June 24th, and so I wanted, you know, I'm Cherokee, right? I Timmy, I don't think I might have known that at one point, but to be honest, I have a terrible memory. I did not know that. That's very cool. I in the past like year or so found out that I'm Comanche, so I'm working to reconnect with my roots on that side because I love Native culture in general, and a lot of my views about the world come from it, even though even though I'm close to as white as they come. Got disconnected. Oh no. Um, yeah, I just so let's see. So I did commission some artwork from a local artist, and they are amazing. I actually met them like over a decade ago. I met them because I had a friend who was a stage kitten for a burlesque show, and yes, accept people as they are. The whole idea of like two spirited and like that like is very like important to me, and it's very foundational just in like how we view our relationship to other people, to other beings, um, to the earth, to the sky. I love that. So so my so this person I met, so they my friend was a stage kitten for a burlesque show. I ended up doing the stage kittening for a while. Um, isn't avoided exactly, and like in fact, like in a lot of native tribes, they're like revered as highly spiritual people, um, just in their being. So I think it's so beautiful because it's so different from like what a lot of like Americanized culture and a lot of cultures see. So basically, this person charges a very reasonable rate. If anyone's interested, I can definitely give you their link. But this person did burlesque. So it was a burlesque show. This person did belly dancing. Amazing, amazing belly dancer. Unfortunately, they have some health issues right now and can no longer belly dance. But that's how I met them, and we've been friends. We've been like Facebook friends for years, but we don't really talk generally that much. But We do talk about trans issues quite a bit, especially in the past couple years. So so I said, hey, yeah, exactly, yeah, and oh, no need to apologize. I'll drop the link again if you can come up. But again, no pressure. And if your internet connection, it might have been my internet connection too. Mine's not great. Um, so I just said, I kind of, that like they really like doing animals, like drawing animals, and they do paint and inking as well. And so I reached out to them because they were like, hey, I have some commission spots open. Winter, 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 winter.
Hi,
That's winter, 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 winter.
am
It's
I
fun to
here?
say.
Can
Um,
you hear me?
yes, I can. Yes, I can. That was gross. I'm gonna take that back. um, but so this person showed some of their work. I've seen some of their like the progression of their art. It's been amazing to watch, and I was like, oh, it would be really cool to get like a portrait of my animals done. Um, and so I just kind of was like, I want my animals to look as stupid as possible. I just want them to look goofy. I was like, if I'm not doing any color, but I was like, if you want to add color, like just like whatever inspires you, I just I said, here are my animals, do with that what you may. And just kind of was, because I like when artists take creative liberties. I feel like they get to have more fun with the project. I don't need to micromanage them, and I get to see their flair on what they do. So I sent them the pictures that I'm using for my animals. Tried to find the most like silly. I was thinking like um when my inspiration for this is kind of like like Walmart shirts or something, where they're like so ridiculous, and like it'll be like a cat with like sunglasses on and like a galaxy
Oh
background.
yeah.
So that's the vibe that I wanted to go for. So here is the picture of my cat that I'm using.
Oh
He's
my,
really
that's
cute,
so cute.
and I just thought that's t-shirt worthy. I'll be deciding on doing live chats. Yeah, it can be really fun. It can also be really annoying, which is why I've been doing live chats for a while. And then this is like the week I started testosterone. But this is my dog, and you can see his tongue just like lolling out, and he also has spots on his tongue. I don't know if you can see that. But like, look at that new
Oh
baby
my,
train toy.
silly
This is why I
face.
don't wear my natural hair color, because this is what it looks like on me. It's bad. But yeah, so he's an idiot, and so is my cat. Um, so I wanted to capture their essence, and I thought that that would bring my wife a lot of um, joy.
Yeah. So what happened is, I think my internet for a while either couldn't handle being live, like joining someone's live was too big of a blow for my internet, or maybe my router had an update or something, I don't know. And it kept going on and off and on and off. That's what happened to me.
Yeah, that is annoying. Oh yeah, chat rooms. Oh my gosh, I remember when chat rooms were like the only thing, right? It was
Oh,
like the only thing. I got into so much trouble in chat rooms because I was
me too.
always in places where I ought not be. Um, if you know what I'm saying. And but like I did also meet some amazing people in that time. So like I'm kind of like a little bit sad that that era is, we're kind of past that era for the most part. I know there are chat rooms in places, but I haven't found many that I like actually enjoy anymore. Um, but um, but like, uh, so they said I need to clean it up a little bit, but here is the sketch, and I like I am upset. I'm obsessed with this. I can't
Oh,
quite get. It's hard with just like the white and like light penciling and inking, but like it's so good. Let me see if I can change my phone brightness, and that'll help. Okay, let's see. But it's like it's spot on. Like for me, I like to draw. Like, isn't
Oh,
that
it's
amazing?
really good.
That is like this is incredible. Like
Yeah.
I'm so glad. And like for me, drawing fur and hair is particularly challenging. So to see someone who like has like I would call this like mastered it or is in the process of mastering it, who can capture it so well. I mean, it like
Hmm. Yeah.
they captured his essence so good, and he just like this is Galaxy Cat worthy, and I'm into it.
It's absolutely amazing. And
Yeah,
like you said, I cannot capture fur. I don't do fur.
yeah. Not
I do,
for me.
yeah, I do pet portrait, but I do crocheted pet portraits, and people seem to be really happy with them. I've had a dad get one for his little girl. I think she's autistic even, and that was like super cute. And she smelled that it was from a different place. Like she said, that's what he told me. She said it smelled like it was a different home. And I was just like, oh, yeah, I feel that. Like it's a bit weird, but also okay at the same time, you know. And but she was really happy that her little kitty got a portrait.
That's amazing. I love that so much. And while like I wish I had that skill, I've also seen like other crocheters say that like it's not always a happy experience. So I'm like, I couldn't be the one.
Oh, sometimes the clients can be a little bit fussy, the customers.
Yeah,
They can be like, "Yee,
yeah.
you
It's
know,
hard
it's
to
not
like
really my pet."
capture the essence sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's tough to capture the essence, but also they gotta understand something. Crochet is not always gonna have like your perfect pet's face. You know, it's gonna be an interpretative work. It's easier to capture it when you draw, I think, because even if it's off, like it's stylized, sort of, you can stylize crochet, but it's really hard to make it look like one specific pet.
yes.
Even the if you use like very fancy safety eyes and whatnot, which I don't. I usually just go for as close as possible, and then I paint it if I need to. So what I did, one of my customers had a black and white cat. You know those that are kind of tuxedo hybrids, but with more white spots.
Hmm.
She had one of those, and it was so complex. The fur pattern was so complex. I had to go over it with some yarn and like sew it on. Basically, I had to sew patches on the cat. It was crazy, but I ended up just like painting the eyes um to get the right color because they were more like yellowish, kind of amber yellowish, not really totally orange, but they were green with that sort of yellow that is a tiny bit orangish, but not too much. It's hard to describe.
Hmm.
So I just mixed my own paints and I did it myself.
Oh, that's amazing. I want to make an amigurumi of my own cat, and I'm not trying to go for like hyper realism. I'm
Yeah,
trying to go for like you could recognize that this is our cat if you've been around our cat. And so I do have the yarn for it. So I got some cotton from Hobie.
nice.
Also have where did I get it? Was it Hirschner's? I got some wool. I'm gonna go get it. Let me pull my pants down. I have my pants like pulled all the way up because I'm boiling hot right now.
Yeah.
Mohair. Mohair is the wool. Okay. So I have this color. So this
Oh,
is Friends 84 cotton. Um,
yeah.
the color 13. And then this, I put this on my cat and it like disappeared. Like it was such a good match. And it's super, super fine weight.
Oh,
I
that's
feel like if I
amazing.
double strand that with the cotton, then I can get his coloring right.
Oh,
Because,
that's small hair. Yeah.
yeah, it's so fine. Let's see. It's probably like a -5 weight or something.
Isn't that lace weight? That's
uh,
lace weight,
I
right?
guess I've never used anything that's small.
Mohair, for the most part, if it's really thin, is lace weight. I've used it a little bit on some projects.
It says use 4.5 millimeter hook.
It's probably lace weight, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's impossibly fine. Like it's just like it's invisible, and that's all the fuzz that you see. Like the strand
That
itself.
that would be too thick for leather. She'd go like, ah, nice, some thicker yarn.
I can't relate. But when
No,
my
me
cat,
neither.
like, and a lot of orange cats are like this, especially like cream colored tabbies, like I have. So like in
Oh.
some lights he is like this light, and then in other lights he is this dark, and maybe even a little bit darker. I think I might do like a couple different colors of uh what is this, cotton, like a couple different colors, and just to kind of patchwork it together,
Yeah.
um, to get like just the color variations that he has. But um, if I tried to show you this picture, I don't think you could see anything. I did post this on Army of Weirdos like a while ago. Let's see.
I'll see if
But
I
yeah, it was just like it, like all it looks like. It looks like my cat, and there's just a random yarn band on him. Like that's all it looks like, because it's such a good match.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like very like nervous to like very nervous to like order online. Someone had suggested
Yeah.
double stranding mohair, because like I think I was in a crochet group. I was in a crochet group and am in crochet groups, but I was like, I want to make my cat. He is adorable, but he like changes color like so significantly in different lights. Like it's impossible to just like,
He's a chameleon.
he's a chameleon cat.
That's
Um,
cute.
and so I was like, how do I do this? And someone suggested double stranding with the
Yeah.
mohair, and I think that's the best idea I got. I mean, there are
That's
great
what he
ideas,
is.
anyways. And then a lot of cat pictures. People were like, "Oh my gosh, that looks like my cat," and I'm like, "Well, it's my cat, but I understand that a lot of them are out there." I'm like having a brain meltdown where I'm like, "How do I do a magic circle again?" Okay, because my yarn was like in the my
You try really hard and maybe it will work. That's how you do a magic circle.
It took me an embarrassingly long time to figure out the magic circle.
Yeah, me too. At first I was like, how the heck do you even do this? Until I figured it out. And I don't even do it like most people. Like, I don't wrap around my finger and then blah, blah, blah. That's too complicated for me to do because of dyspraxia and dysgraphia. So I just, I just like pull the yarn in the direction I'm used to and it ends up doing a magic circle somehow.
Mm.
I couldn't even explain it to someone. I just do some loop somewhere. That's what
Yeah,
I do, and
yeah.
it works.
That's how I feel too. Where I'm like, when people show like just making a slip knot, which I think most of us, like everyone has their own way of doing it. But when I
Yeah.
see someone who basically just takes their hook and like here's their yarn. Well, I want like a yarn end, but well, here's a pull tab.
Oh, I can do it now.
But like, well, but sometimes people will have their videos and they'll be like, make a slip knot, and it'll be like,
Oh, yeah, that
because
no, I can't
I'm
do
like,
that.
what is that? How do you do that?
Yeah, I
You
can't
are a
do.
witch.
I do. If I have to do a slip knot, let me show you what I do. I do this. I just pull it through. That's what I do.
Yeah, I think I make a loop by like so here's my thread, and I like just twist it. So there's
Mm-hmm.
the loop, and
That's
then
what I did.
I do the loop, and I just lay it over the yarn and pull the yarn through.
Yeah.
But probably, I don't know, maybe that's a dumb way to do it. I don't know. But like it makes a slip knot. So if it works for you, it works.
I don't know why the how the people do it, like just spinning their hook around the yarn.
I'm like, what are you doing?
that's like
I've seen
that's
people
like
make
some
magic circles like
some
that too,
sort
and I'm
of
like,
That's some form of wizardry. Like, I don't know.
Yes,
Ugh,
exactly.
people are. I don't know. People are normal and we're not. That's, I don't know. Or maybe it's the opposite. They're all so weird.
Mhm. But if it works, and that's why like when
Yeah.
we learn how to do um uh when we learn how to like do things, it's like you can watch something like a million times and be like, this doesn't make any sense. You click on another video and it like clicks instantly.
It's because I think some people don't really. Well, some people have different way of explaining things, but also some people don't really have a way that makes it universal. They explain how they think they would understand, but you don't have the same references and same like directional thingies in your brain, and then it ends up being so confusing. Um, I know I'm terrible at explaining so people understand, so that's why I usually try to grab as many testers as I can. If I do a test or something, like I try to have at least four, which rarely ends up well for me, unfortunately. But
I understand. I'm laughing because I understand, not because I'm laughing at
yeah,
you. Um,
laughing
yeah.
at my misery.
I didn't address Temmy's comment from like a while ago. Well, I guess it's 3 minutes, but it feels like a long time. But Temmy said that they hosted a chat room twice a week for 10 years. Wow, that is impressive. I don't even
Damn.
have patience to do anything for 10
Hi,
years.
Lydia.
Hey, Lydia. Um, and uh, yeah, that is super impressive.
It sure is.
So, I mentioned earlier, I think before you got on, that I am working currently with the smallest hook I've ever used, I think. And I was wondering, because like you tend to use a lot of fairly thin yarn, what is the smallest hook you've ever used for a project?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, what is the smallest hook you've ever used for a project?
I have no idea. I don't remember the size. But it was like to work on lace stuff. I was making doilies, so it
Mm.
might have been around a millimeter, maybe less. I don't know. It was quite small.
Yeah, that sounds really crazy small. I'm working with Hey Leather. We were just talking about you. I was showing how fine this yarn is. I guess it's a lace weight. That's what Winter says, and I believe them because I don't. I've never worked with anything this thin. It's mohair, so it's fuzzy, so it looks thicker. But Winter said that uh, Winter said that this would be thick for you because you use thin
Yeah.
yarns. Lydia says, "I'm at work. I will be off soon. Then at home. If you're still on, I will come up to hang out with you. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be on for much longer. My social battery is like, wow. um,
I feel that.
but but yeah. Also, I'm very sweaty. It's like it's so
Me
hot
too.
and like humid here. I don't know what the temperature is, and I don't really have any sense of like temperature. I've never been able to like understand that. My wife will be like, "Hey, it's 80 degrees outside." And I'll be like, "What does that mean? Like, does that mean I need a jacket or no? Like, just tell me."
Yeah, that's the neurodivergence not making sense of anything.
Yeah.
I have the same thing, like with numbers. I'm like, what? I have dyscalculia, and I have trouble telling time from an analog clock. Sometimes, not so much now, but I used to really struggle with that. And things like knowing, like, what the heck is 20 degrees? Give me more. Like, is it humid? Is it dry? Is it like,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
basically just need to know what I need to wear when I leave, and that's it. But like also like so my wife is like very sensitive to temperature with her fibro.
She
Um
says yes, it's thick for her.
I can't even wrap my brain around that. I'm using the smallest hook I've ever used, which is a 1.75, so almost twice the size of Winter's probably smallest hook. and it's like there's no ergonomics to be found, and so I don't understand how anyone can use a hook now that I'm so like so bougie that I need and broken in my wrist that I need ergonomic hooks. Using something like this is like slow torture. By slow torture, I mean it's really fast torture. It,
It's
it
death.
actually happens really fast.
You're actually dying now.
Um, what is? I was like, I need to Google something. What do I need to Google? Okay, so it says 86 degrees, and it says it feels like 86 degrees. So I guess that means so humidity is at 38%, which is I guess that's a good a 0.5
You're
leather.
crazy, leather.
So yeah, wind 14 miles per hour. Again, no sense of what that means. I know what like 14 miles per hour feels like in my car, and it feels really slow. So does that mean the wind's slow? I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's very hot here. Apparently, it's not humid outside, but it is very humid inside. It's creating quite the moist environment in here, and I'm not feeling that fantasy. But like, so Mel's very sensitive to temperature, and so I never like just we founded our relationship on I am not touching the thermostat because I don't know what going up 2 degrees or down 2 degrees. I don't understand what that means. I also don't really understand how air conditioners work because why would I set it to a level and it
Yeah.
not be at that level? That doesn't make sense to me.
It's
And like, if
weird.
anyone agrees, please tell me I'm not
I'll
crazy.
explain to you how it works. 2 degrees goes from acceptable temperature to hell is freezing over, or you are going to die in the flames. 2 degrees makes that difference
That's
for me, at least.
crazy. Yeah, so I never touch it because it scares the shit out of me. So like if Mel wants to change the temperature, we will change the temperature, or she will change the temperature, and I'm fine. I'll adapt. I'll change my clothing.
Yeah,
But when I'm recording, or anything, we keep the door separating our living room where she works and this hallway where I do whatever this is. Um, and once that happens, it makes like all the humidity just like stick in here and the heat stick in here. So she's like living the nice, cool, like breezy life, and I am sweltering. I'm also wearing, a flannel shirt, so that does not help.
oh,
But I had to put a shirt on, and I just grabbed what was cool.
she's using sewing thread. Now we hate you, dear. You're not welcome here anymore. We're angry at you. How dare you do such a thing?
That is one incredible, but it's also incredibly insulting to my ability to do anything.
Me too. Me
Yeah,
too. I'm
even
gonna cry.
embroidery floss, I'm like, fuck this. I did one like embroidery floss. Well, I made two squares, and they were about 2 inches. I did granny squares for like earrings because I was really inspired by Dana over at Triple C. Um, but and she makes a lot of really beautiful earrings. Hey Tina, welcome in. Um, I'm trying to see your picture because it looks really
I'll
cool.
be right back.
And Leather, your picture looks cool too. Is that actually how you all look? That's cool. It's funny because like I don't get to see you all much. So it's like, hey, I never really noticed because I'm always like sitting far back enough where my eyes just get really blurry there. Um, but if you have purple hair, that's cool. Yeah, very like stylistic, like artsy pictures that you both have. I'm into it. That's cool. Doing larger, it's uncoordinated. Ah, yeah.
Sorry, I'm back now.
It like goes either way. No need to apologize.
I
Um,
just had to solve another sweat problem.
mm, yeah. Thank goodness for like second puberty, because like my first puberty, like I like the wrong one. I like I I think I had like hormone induced hyperhidrosis, which basically
Yeah.
means that you do have. Um, but like I would sweat through anything, anything. It would just be just like drenched in sweat. Luckily, a lot of that cooled down after puberty was done. Although I
I
still
wish.
maintain being a sweaty person, but luckily testosterone has somehow made me sweaty but more stinky. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I went out today to go to the post office, and when I came back, I had to change shirts because it was wet. The post office is not even 5 minutes away.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, just walking upstairs, I can be drenched in sweat, and it's not even that I'm like winded necessarily. Sometimes I am,
Yeah, no,
I'll be
it's
honest, but
just moving.
like, yeah, moving, existing, living. Okay, so it's an AI generated picture of you. Oh, very cool. But you do have very purple hair. Nice. Purple is one of those colors that is just so hard for me to obtain, and deep in my hair, it fades really, really fast, and I have to get my hair so light, which my hair doesn't
Yeah,
like going that light. Like,
I think
I
Leather
just,
has shown me your hair.
what did you say?
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
It's okay. If ADHD, it's kind of the name of the game.
Yeah, I was saying that I think Leather has shown me her purple hair
Oh, that's
in
so
like
cool.
Discord or something. But yeah, purple is a tough one to achieve for sure. Like
Yeah,
for me, it doesn't last. It doesn't work for my
yeah.
hair.
It's out of my hair. Yeah, I think I have an antiperspirant, but I also have HS, which is
Mm.
hidradenitis suppurativa, which just makes me uh, I guess just break out in hormonal
Yeah,
areas is the easiest way and the least gross way I can explain it. Um, and so I'd be really careful about what I use because
yeah,
like
me
anything could
too.
just like look at me wrong and I will be like covered in cysts.
Yeah, I can't use antiperspirant, and for a lot of hyperhidrosis folks, it's actually worse because it will just trap the sweat and it will make you break out even more, even if you don't have like another condition. So for me, I know that I have to use only deodorant, and I just have to wash every time I'm too sweaty, because it just gets worse. Like if I use the same deodorant for more than, let's say, twice in a day, I start to have very big like problems. I get rashes, I get issues.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, for a lot of us it's not a possibility, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The causes sorry, the solutions that work the most is working on your anxiety, and I know that's like super tough, and takes a long time and everything, but what helps the most, what has been proven to help the most, is actually basically therapy and
Wow, that's
anxiety
interesting.
things, for real. Like that's what helps the most. And also if you have hyperhidrosis because your body tends to overheat and whatnot, like there are solutions to cool you down.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's better not to use antiperspirant for a lot of us.
Yeah, I do know that Botox does work.
Yeah, it
I have
really.
not done it myself because my wife gets Botox for her migraines, and it's probably the only thing that's ever been effective. My wife lives with chronic migraines, um, and headaches, but mostly migraines. And so, like, it's like if we have money, like even if I got Botox for sweating, it would be much cheaper than her going to a neurologist and the
God
amount of
damn.
Botox she has to get because she gets probably about 50 shots, 50 injections from like head into her
Goodness.
shoulders, which is crazy. I've seen
It
it done.
sounds
It takes
painful.
forever. It's painful, and they use the same needle the whole time, which means it
Same
gets
needle.
dull.
Hmm.
Which pass. It's crazy. She's so tough. Um, but like when you're in pain, you do just about anything. So like I'm never gonna spend money on Botox for me for any reason until she can get all the Botox she
Yeah.
needs. Like, her health comes first. Like this is irritating, and I have had some like situations where I've had to go and like get things handled by a doctor, but it's never a severe and
Yeah.
But, I mean, it can be debilitating, but it's generally very brief. Um,
Yeah, I just don't wear gray.
yeah, that's part of the reason. I mean, I love black, but like I also like part of the reason why I constantly wear black is because you can't see sweat stains in it,
Me too.
but you can feel them.
Oh goodness, yeah. When you feel like there's just lakes under your arms,
Oh,
that's and
yeah.
the
I
under, you know what too. That gets so
Yeah. Oh, the grossest thing, like, lately that's been happening to me, because I've been, like, so when I had my gallbladder removed, so, like, during the, like, I don't wear, like, any kind of binder or anything at home, because, like,
Mm,
I'm one, like, you can't wear it all the time anyways. It's just not, it's not healthy to do.
exactly.
You can cause, like, muscle and tissue damage, but, but also like it's if I'm in my home, like I want to feel like safe and comfortable being myself. For the most part, occasionally I put it on just for like feeling good. But when I started having the gallbladder pain, it was so severe, and I had such a hard time breathing that like I couldn't even have imagined putting a binder on in that time,
Yes,
because
yeah.
the binding part of the binder um, went low enough that it would have put pressure on the area. And hand fans, I was going, oh yeah, got to get a good quality hand fan. That makes a big difference. When I am at any Pride event, you will see me with the biggest, tackiest, stupidest fan that I could
I
possibly
love
have, and
hand
I
fans.
generate a stiff wind so that I don't melt. And I also make the mistake of constantly making stuff for myself. And because it's for myself, it's cheap acrylic. And so I'm sweating because of the acrylic, and then I'm sweating because it's hot. Um, so, yeah, so do as I say, not as I do.
Don't handle any kind of heat like outside or anything. I don't go out in the summer because my skin will melt and like my ears will have problems. My whole body will just collapse, and like I need to sit down, otherwise I will faint. Like I don't handle any type of heat whatsoever. I think I'm just a wuss, but I also think that maybe it's just health conditions and health conditions and health conditions,
I mean, I don't think you're a wuss in any sense of the word, but like I know Mel
No.
is the exact same way, and there's a lot of conditions that are very sensitive.
Yeah.
And even if it's not like a defined health condition, some people are just very sensitive to being hot, or conversely to being very cold. Mel's like just temperature regulation is like crazy, because like we always have it like basically freezing in our house,
Yeah.
which isn't great for electricity bills, but we do what we can to make our loved ones comfortable. And I'm pretty indifferent to like the temperature generally, so I just want her to be comfortable. And but like then like so she'll be like perfect, like she'll have like the perfect temperature like in her core areas, and then her hands and her feet, like I think it's a circulation issue. She doesn't have POTS, they've checked, because she does faint as well. um but um but just like she's got some circulation issues that just there's not it doesn't get to her extremities like it needs to.
Circulation issues are the worst for temperature things. You gotta keep it like constantly perfect. It's
Oh,
the
cool
most
weather.
temperate part of the continent. Not too hot, not too cold.
Nice. I live in it's like a moderate temperature, but the humidity is killer here. Um,
Yeah, here
and
too.
and then also, so Mel looked it up because she had a client, and this isn't supposed to be like dismissive in any way, but it's just like a comparison um, that she found. So like here, like right now, and for the past several weeks, everything has been covered in like a thick layer of yellow. Like
Mm.
you get snow in Canada, here we get that amount of pollen. It is so gross. It's everywhere. There's plant jizz everywhere.
Ugh,
Don't love it. That's basically what pollen is. um,
it's awful.
yeah, but but so I think we made the top 5 places of like in the US of which isn't something to celebrate. Top 5 places like for like worst allergies. Or like worst allergens.
Ever gonna visit you?
Yeah. Well, there's times of the year where it's not like snowfall here, but like and we welcome the rain when it just like washes it all away.
Mm.
But then it comes right back and it's so annoying. Um, but I but she Mel had a client who was talking about how bad the pollen was in like the how bad the pollen was, and they live in LA. And apparently Mel looked it up just because like Mel likes to have the data on her side. And uh, we get pollen, but when it gets hot, it's nasty. Yes, absolutely. Um, but so Mel looked it up, and LA is one of like the top 10 cities for people who struggle with allergies, like to go to. And so she's like, yeah, I don't know if this person can relate to me. um,
Yeah.
yeah, I go through more windshield wiper fluid during pollen season, like in the spring, which pollen season can be anywhere from like 2 weeks to like 3 months. And then in the fall, like when everything changes at like there's like another. I'm actually more allergic to like fall allergens than like outside allergens than the spring ones. Thankfully, I'm still like a little bit congested and stuff, but it's not too bad. But Mel really suffers right now. But then the fall doesn't impact her as much. So it's just interesting how our bodies handle things. But oh yeah, I use more uh, windshield wiper fluid uh, in my car during pollen seasons than like any other time ever. Like probably like times like 10. Like I use up so much because I got to get that pollen so I can see out of my windshield. Okay. Leather said, we have to bundle up in the winter because cold will cut right through you because of the moisture. Oh wow. And a dry cold. Yeah, we get wet cold. Yeah. It's got to be like a lot colder in dry cold. Although there are definitely like things that come up with that. But wet cold is, yeah, it definitely makes it feel much colder. We get wet cold, but our cold doesn't really last a whole lot. It like I always say, if you're in North Carolina and you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes because it changes all the time, so rapidly. So
That's
it's
amazing.
yeah. So like that's a nice thing, but it also means that you have like if you have a car, you have like 8 different kind of coats into it. You might have a spare shirt. You definitely have deodorant in there. Like you have like all of these things because you have no idea what the weather is going to be like.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna finish up the bottom part of this hand and probably log off for the day.
Yeah, my social battery is getting exhausted too.
I know, and you did a live right before this too.
Yeah, but I didn't go live for a very long time. I was just like for 30 minutes or something.
Hmm.
But also, my will to entertain the masses is very low at the moment. I
Same.
think
I
that's what
mostly
it.
came on here to bitch.
Huh?
I mostly came on here to bitch.
Yeah, yeah. I
Which
think
is
that's what I wanted to. That's why I like told my people, hey, I'm gonna go over to my friends Ian, to my friend Ian's, and bye everyone. What I did, I was just like, I'm done.
yeah, yeah. Like oftentimes, like, and you'll hear me use this a lot. I shouldn't call myself out like this, but just so you all know what the truth is. I was like, it's maybe true about 15% of the time, and the rest of the time I'm just saying it because I don't know how to end a live otherwise. But I'll say either I'm tired of hearing my own voice, um, or my throat hurts. And
Yeah.
that's like always like that's the only way I know how to get off of live is like, well, I'm tired of hearing my own voice. I'm gonna go. And if you've been
I
around, you've
get
heard me
it.
say it a million times.
I say like, well, I often go live for 3 hours at a time, things like that. But I say things like, I don't exactly remember what I'm saying right now just because I'm thinking about it, but I say things like I'm starting to get tired or my voice is getting raspy or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But often it's just I don't know what else to tell you people. I don't want to see any of you anymore. Goodbye.
Exactly, exactly.
We need our space, neurodivergence. It's
Yeah.
not because we're mean, I promise.
I think everyone needs their space, but especially when you're neurodivergent, you have to be really mindful of it because I do think we have a harder time like reloading that social
Yeah.
battery. And
Oh yeah.
like once we use up all of our spoons, I've noticed for me, like compared to my wife, at least like mental spoons, because she's got the physical spoon thing, uh, and physical spoons handled, but like mental spoons, like it takes me so long to rebound once I've used up all those mental spoons.
Yeah.
And going live is like a huge exercise in using those.
It
Okay, so
is.
Leather said, "Oh hey, get this! I posted a short just for Don Yarndall about how to do a pico. That's all it was, and it has over 1,000 views. I'm going to take it down. I was going to take it down, but forgot. Well, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, it's great to get like that kind of those kind of views when you record a little video like that. So, um, little video. I'm talking about the size of the video, not just like diminishing the content or anything. Um, but uh, but yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, shorts have a easier way of like getting more views. But I do find that like, I mean, with something like showing people how to do something with crochet, I don't think that generally attracts as much like negative attention. But a lot of shorts, especially the shorts of like things that I tend to post, oh my gosh, it's just like troll city up in there. I'm like, I didn't want this. I didn't want this at all.
I know I have one that has like 800 something views, and that's my most viewed. Is when I posted all the neon kitties I did in purple, pink, and blue,
So
and that's
cute.
the one that has the most views.
Hmm. That's
Other than that, I get like 60 views, 20 views, things like that. I don't get too many views on my shorts.
yeah. I definitely get more views on my shorts when I made them. I haven't made them in a while because I was trying to use that to like get enough views to get monetized, but you have to get like 3 million or 3 billion or some crazy stupid amount.
Yes, three
Um,
million.
and it's like, okay, well, like this is pretty unfair. Like you either have to go viral like two or three times, or you like, I'm just like, or you have to make like 1 million.
It's a lot. You would have to post every single day and get viral. Like it's a lot to maintain, and I'm too ADHD to care. I know it sounds a little bit stupid to say it that way, but like I would get tired. My dopamine would run out before I'd get monetized, and I would stop wanting to do stuff like that every day.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like some people like when I was trying to be better about them, I'd record multiple ones in a day so I wouldn't have to like post every day. But also
Mm,
I've been known because I like if I have a couple ideas in a day, I'm afraid that I'm gonna forget that I recorded it because I
mm.
will. And then oh, it's pollen. Even if it's not like super annoying, it's annoying enough. Ugh, I just hate that like tickle that you get inside your nose.
Me
Ugh,
too.
I just need to like yeah. Okay. I was so shocked. I didn't know people where all these people came from. It blew my mind. I think I may just start doing some micro shorts with the different stitches. That's cool. Yeah, that's a great way to show off. You know, just kind of the.
That's a great way to show off.
It's a great way to show off. Period.
That's all. That's all it is.
I just like I just think back on the things that I said. I'm like, God, I sound like such an asshole. I just like stop in the middle of sentences, and it's always at the worst time. Always at the worst time. Um, but yes, I just finished the base of my hand. I did one hand, as you can see here. Give me a hand.
That's awesome.
It has.
There.
You're in the basement. Oh, I'm literally about to go, Lydia. I'm so sorry. Um, but uh, but yeah, so it has wire in the four fingers and then no wire in the thumb. So I wanted to make it posable. The wire wasn't the hard part. It was just
Hmm.
trying to get these small ass tiny little fingers.
I
Um,
have a Cheeto foot. This is a foot for my
oh,
cat.
oh, so cute and so bright. Um,
But yeah, wires are.
yeah, but like, so I'll hold this up to a. So the whole hand is about 3 centimeters tall from top to bottom, and
Hmm.
the sleeve is going to cover up the first like half a centimeter or so, so that it kind of fits in there nicely. Um, but um, but yeah, the other hand, I'm just gonna make it like a mitten, and then I'm gonna use embroidery floss or something to get the details of the fingers because I just don't. I was gonna make two hands. We're not doing that. I don't care who. Like I just if someone wants a realistic hand, I'm like in the pattern. I'm like you can make a detailed hand, or here's how to make a mitten. So I'm making a mitten now. But I love you all. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you, Winter, for coming up. Sorry, Lydia, about the timing situation. We'll get it right next time.
We'll
So,
see. We'll see you all later.
yeah, it's we'll be around. So, love you all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.